We finally got the answer, and we can now remove the N from the end of the word. Saga, that's the new name for the Canary network on Cosmos. And is it really a Canary network? Well, we'll find out in today's video. I'm gonna focus this on Saga because we got this information recently. It's just been shared around now in their Telegram group. And so I wanted to talk about this because I really want to be early. If this is the case, if this is really going to be a Canary network and it's not only going to be just another blockchain project on Cosmos, because if it is, then sure, it's good because you're going to be in early. But at the same time, what are their competition going to be like, right? Because if there's a lot of competition, we know what it ends up being. It ends up being difficult, right? It just doesn't really perform normally, right? That's how it normally is, but we'll have to see. So let's talk about Saga and see what are they really trying to achieve, because they finally shared information. So building blockchains with a single click, right? So that's good because they're making it easy. So Saga gives visionaries the high-end tools and support they need to turn their blockchain dreams into reality. Saga is a protocol that allows developers to take a single tenant virtual machine and automatically launch it on a dedicated blockchain, complete with fully provisioned validators and an optimally incentivized security structure. They're also saying that they've got low and predictable gas fees. So on your own dedicated chain, you don't have to worry about other applications affecting your gas fees because you can decide how it's going to be. Okay. With regards to the performance, they're saying that with dedicated runtime environments guaranteeing close to 100% SLA, their dedicated chains offer higher throughput and performance, and developers can deploy their own apps onto a dedicated chain, allowing for optimal flexibility and upgradability through the development cycle. And of course, this is their website. This is all we've got available now. Of course, you can close this if you want, and you can get a few more information here. You got the light paper here. You can sign up. You got the career page as well. So there isn't that much information yet. I guess they're still developing this. It is very early, but we do have more information here on Twitter directly from their Twitter page. And by the way, they have updated their Twitter page now. It used to be just a dark page here. Now it's Saga. They've updated from Sagan to Saga because now we know the full name, and they've got a logo as well, which is pretty cool. And of course, link to the website, which they didn't have before. There are more information here about what they're trying to do. But this person here, Felix, and so shout out to him for actually writing this. I don't know if it was him that wrote this, but he's obviously sharing this information. So I'm assuming he had something to do with it, and this pretty much explains what Saga is trying to do, right? This is a nice overview for those that don't have enough time to go through the light paper and dig into the details. So what is it? Well, the project was founded in 2021. The CEO is Rebecca Leo. Mission from beginning has been to make developing on Cosmos a lot easier for the wider dev community. So hence Canary network, kind of like Kusama is to Polkadot, right? But let's find out more information to see if it really is going to be that, right? The aim is to give devs sovereignty plus enabling a dedicated chain space to enable high volume of games and NFTs. Okay, so they are focusing their attention towards the gaming community and the NFT community because they saw the majority of the hype is over there. And by the way, we're not going to be getting any airdrops right now. Okay, there's no announcement of airdrops, just to make that clear. That means if you held Atom in your wallet, if you've been staking, waiting for that 28th of March, well, it was just the announcement, but it's not an actual airdrop or snapshot or anything like that. So maybe they will be given an airdrop. I don't know how they're going to do it. I'm assuming so because everything on Cosmos is usually done through airdrops. But let's continue on here. So alpha for devs. Saga is currently open to have DeFi plus other applications exploring their own dedicated chains. And the overview is that this is the problem today. So apps need to bootstrap validators to secure their chain on Cosmos. Validators need to facilitate the security of each network, which does not scale if you want a future with more than 1,000 chains. Okay, and this is the reason why Polkadot's parachain system is different in that sense, right? And it is more secure. But Cosmos are definitely working their way over there. So they're working their way up, and I think it's going to get to it eventually, right? Because with demand, with passion, you're eventually going to get there. Of course, if you're technically savvy, if you're learning from other blockchains as well, you can definitely make it. So I don't think it's a problem. This is just something short term. Okay, so make it easier to deploy on Cosmos by making blockchains a commodity, providing a commodity service for launching a chain using the Cosmos stack, and devs or projects that want to deploy an application. Again, Saga chain supports the ability to launch a chainlet or sovereign chain on the Sagan chain. Okay, so there we go. So it's gonna be called the Sagan chain, not the Saga chain. So I don't know if they made a mistake here, if they were meant to say Saga chain, but it doesn't really matter. A platform for VMs, for virtual machines. Okay, EVMs and Cosmos Wasm. compatible first, Cosmos SDK in the future. So Cosmos Wasm, I think what this is referring to is the fact that it's going to be compatible with the rest of the blockchains within the Cosmos ecosystem through IBM, and we'll look at IBM in a moment if you don't know what it is. Future vision is that chains will be a commodity, similar to how AWS or Azure is a commodity provider of compute. Realize the difference between capacity running on future challenges or different types of VMs. With chainlets, future problems to solve include how wallets and bridges will be interoperably used. And then there's more information here. So in Cosmos, 2 out of 3 need to be on as validators. Staking delegates voting power. Smaller chains don't have a lot of stake because become vulnerable because someone can buy enough assets. So third, to gain control of the voting system. The alternative is to ask a larger chain to extend its validators. If they cheat on the smaller chain, they will be slashed on the providing chain, and this design is used also for Saga. How Saga is differing, so this is the important part here. While a loosening of the number of validators on the providing chain is a project i.e., for example, if a project can, through governance or marketplace, choose a subset of validators to provide security, or choose a subset of validators via market mechanism. Okay, tokenomics, so no when token. A real world example is Uber deploys to AWS, but end user does not pay AWS, but in crypto this happens. Revenue flow with Saga, and the dev can change users how they want, but is then charged by the protocol, so the end user does not pay transaction fees to the protocol, only the application does. And how is this different from Juno or Archway? Devs can define fees to be paid in X whichever token. If token X is Juno, the interaction flow with the Saga app would be the same for the end user as if they would use Juno. The dev then separately pays the protocol fees, and seen as a scalability solution for any chain that are limited by high fees. For example, if there's no block space on Juno, a Saga app can be deployed that uses Juno token for fees. Okay, that's interesting. So that could be used as an alternative to Juno, perhaps, right? If there's no block space on Juno. So interesting here. I mean, yeah, it kind of looks like it's not exactly the same as Kusama is acting to Polkadot, right? It is different. So we're not going to think of it in the same way, but you could think of it as a way to add, maybe act as a backup to Cosmos, but also as a testing ground in a way, right? For new projects, probably a testing ground, and for existing projects, probably some kind of a backup, right? From what I'm seeing here, because they're saying if there isn't enough block space on Juno, then use Saga for your blockchain needs in order to pay those transaction fees. This is my understanding so far, but of course I'm going to need to do more digging into this. I know that they're also focusing on blockchain gaming, like I said. It is mentioned here as well, and if you read this article here, you can find out more information. Is Medium post. But the next thing I wanted to talk about here with regards to Cosmos, I've just noticed this. I think that everything has a little bit of a manipulation in it, and I'm seeing this with Cosmos right now. I'm a bit let down with this manipulation. I don't think it's a mistake. I don't think it's a technical bug or anything. I think Iris Network has reached out to Cosmos' devs and asked them if they could accidentally add Iris Network over to the second rank, because if you look at the market cap here, this is ordered by market cap, we shouldn't have had Iris Network in the second position. No way, right? So why is it under Cosmos Hub and above Terra? There has to be a reason here, and I think that's because they're saying it's probably a technical issue, although I doubt it is a technical issue. I think it's done on purpose just to market Iris Network for those who are basically going to Cosmos Network's ecosystem and check, and just like I am here. I know some people in my community have invested in Iris, so I know it is a good project. I'm not saying it's not, but the market cap is obviously much lower. It should have been further down the ranks here, and they obviously wanted to do this for a marketing reason, or perhaps it really is a technical problem, but I pretty much doubt it. Like, why is it Iris Network? Okay, maybe it's a technical problem. But anyway, if you're new to Cosmos, because I am new to Cosmos myself, right? So I always like to share this information for other people like that are in the same position as me. So we've got the Cosmos Hub here, and this is the IBC, okay, inter-blockchain communication, which means that you can communicate between the Cosmos Hub can then communicate between all these different blockchains that are connected to the Cosmos Hub. So for example, you have communication between Osmosis and Band, Osmosis and Akash, Osmosis and Cosmos itself, of course, Thorchain and Vega, and so on. So you've got this inter-blockchain communication, kind of like the parachains are acting on Polkadot, where you can connect via XCM, and you could have that communication between the different parachains, and you can teleport tokens over. So I don't know if you can teleport tokens. I'm assuming you can, but quote me on this, I'm not sure. if you can teleport tokens from one blockchain over to another, for example, from Osmosis, can you teleport to Band or to Akash? I'm not sure, right? But this is the idea behind IBC, and this is what it actually means. Just to let you know in case you're not already aware. And that's what I wanted to cover in today's short video. Thank you for watching. As always, drop me a comment below telling me what do you think about Saga. Are you a bit disappointed that is not as you thought, or are you hyped up about it and you're really looking forward to getting those tokens, to seeing it trade and to see it go live with the building kicking off? Thank you for watching. Bye bye.